November 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy and his wife Jackie arrived in Dallas, Texas on a fundraising tour. It was a sunny day, and Kennedy ordered the removal of his car's protective roof bubble. He wanted the welcoming crowds to see him clearly. The motorcade, following a prearranged route, was traveling at about 11 miles an hour. Suddenly, the sound of gunshots split the air.
Remember when it happened?
Everybody does. Remember where they were.
It was like unbelievable. You couldn't believe it. I was at the office, and everyone stopped working, and we all sort of looked at each other, and we ran out to people that, did you hear? The president's been shot. Oh my God. And so someone turned on a TV, and we were fascinated for days. We did nothing but watch the TV. It was just unbelievable because we were so excited to have President Kennedy, and he was young, and you know, a young wife and children, and it was just horrible. It was horrible.
I have a totally different experience. I was in the Marine Corps, and I was in Okinawa, and so because of the international date line, the date was a day later, and I was in charge of morning recall, and I had to go out and tell everybody. I said, "There's awful news. The president was shot," and they said, "Stop kidding. That's an awful thing. Don't kid about something like that." And for days, the flag hung at half-mast, and we were not able to get the kind of news that most people were, because we were still we're in a foreign country, and the news was very scanty, so we never really got the full story. Well, I have a hard time trying to remember which day it was, because it was a different day than everybody else remembers.
Officer J.D. Tippit was shot dead when he stopped a man who fit the suspect's description. The killer then tried to hide in a movie theater, but he was spotted and arrested. Vice President Lyndon Johnson was sworn in as the next president. Kennedy's body was then flown back to Washington. The alleged assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, was at Dallas Police Headquarters denying everything.
Every now and then, new theories. I was kind of, I don't want to say happy, but I thought that Oswald got what he deserved.
Mm-hmm. And my thought was, maybe Oswald had something more to say, or maybe he was going to name some names, and when Jack Ruby shot him, that ended that. There would be no more questions.
I think that was the beginning of conspiracy theories.
40 years ago in this small plaza that John F. Kennedy was murdered. What happened in Dallas that day shook America every bit as much as Pearl Harbor, and more recently the events of 9/11.
About that. And when I had stood up in front of the platoon and announced that the president had been shot, there was a lot of hostility toward me, because they thought I was making a joke, and it was just unthinkable to joke about something like that. So I think I was too young to know about Pearl Harbor, but 9/11 affected me very much, but in a different way.
And my thoughts were, terrorism wasn't even a word we used. It wasn't something that was thrown around. We never thought of terroristic attack.
Here comes another prisoner wearing a white sweater on his t-shirt.
Let me have it. I want it.
Being let out by Captain Fritz. There is the prisoner.
There is Lee. He's been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot.
So proud of being in the Marines, and Lee Harvey Oswald was also a Marine, and it's kind of embarrassing to all the people that I know, because I was, as I said, I was on a base in Okinawa, a Marine Corps base in Okinawa when it happened.
my thoughts were, why? Why would he kill this president? And to this day, I don't think we have an answer.
No.
And there was always talk that it was an inside. Oswald had something more to say, or maybe he was going to name some names. And when Jack Ruby shot him, that ended that. There would be no more questions.
I think that was the beginning of conspiracy theories.